This past week, educators from 3 different schools around the country were implicated in cases of sexual assault and ill-treating learners. 6 former learners between the ages of 17 and 19 from St. Bernard High School in Bochabela in the Free State recently came out and spoke about their experiences. They also opened cases against their teachers who allegedly sexually harassed them. In a separate incident, Tiyelelani Secondary School in Soshanguve experienced disruption after 3 educators have been reported for allegedly ill-treating learners, sexual assault, and ill-treating parents. At the same time, Bronkhorstspruit Primary School parents are demanding answers from the school regarding its safety, citing multiple reported rape incidents and a lack of transparency following allegations of rape of a grade 4 learner in the school's toilets last month. For more on this then, let's introduce our panel. I'm joined by Dululu Hlajaneni, who is Program Manager in School Gender Empowerment. Also joining us is the Secretary General of the National Association of School Governing Bodies, Matakanya, as well as Khomotso Mokube, who is a victim of sexual assault at the hands, allegedly at the hands of a teacher. We will also be joined by a parent, a mother whose identity we shall not be revealing and will keep her anonymous. In fact, I want to start with those 2 members of the panel. Let me start with you, anonymous parent who joins us for this. Share with us what happened with your child and how it speaks to this problem that we are talking about of sexual abuse and grooming and ill treatment of children in schools.
Good day. The incident happened sometime last year. I think it was around October, while my daughter had extra classes just before the final exams. They had a program for grade 10. Mm-hmm. And it was an extra class on a Saturday, so she was running late on that day. I texted the accused to say that she will be running late. She did get to school apparently because the other teacher that was one of the people that testified against him for the department hearing scolded her for being late, but because he knew her as a normal child who just doesn't come late and whatever, he left it at that. So she went out to drink water. Apparently that's when the teacher called her to the office and asked her certain questions because I think he took advantage of the fact that she was vulnerable because she had just recently lost her dad around February the same year. That's when he hugged her, started touching her inappropriately, telling her stuff, asking her questions to say that it is the first time that she's been touched like that. She mustn't come to his place, such things. She then went back to the class. Apparently she was not really comfortable in the class, and then she went to the bathroom, started crying. A learner found her in that state and asked her not to go out until she's okay. Eventually, she went to the class and then just took her bag, went to the bathroom again and called my cousin to tell her what had transpired. My aunt was supposed to have gone to school that day. She told her she must leave the school, be somewhere visible where anybody could actually see her because she wasn't sure what the teacher would do post the incident. That's when certain parents that were there to pick up their daughter saw her and asked her what was the problem, and then they took her home. So the teacher that was in the class at that time, he went out to ask the principal to ask that, you know what, I saw so-and-so was not okay. What's going on? Because I went to find her. She's not a problematic child, whatever, which is the same story that he told the commissioner during the departmental hearing.
Yeah.
Then she left and went home. Those parents took her home. My aunt called the principal, explained what had happened. The principal just told her, okay, please write the whole statement and
Yeah.
bring it back to us. And then my aunt went to the police station. The accused was arrested, and he was told not to come to school until the matter was finalized.
Yeah.
So because he was a respected science teacher, my daughter was even afraid to go back to school because if she found that no one was going to believe her.
Yeah.
Because he's a well-known teacher. He's,
right.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I will come back to you in a moment to just find out where the case stands at the moment. But I also want to bring in Khomotso to also share her story. Khomotso, good afternoon. Just share your own story. What happened in your case and what were the circumstances that led to this incident? I think you may be muted. Please unmute on your side, I think.
Good afternoon,
yes,
sir.
Yes, that's better. Yes.
I matriculated in 2024 at St. David's High School. The whole incident started happening on the 21st of April, 2024, whereby I received a message, actually a follower on Instagram by the accused, and I made my friend aware that I was being followed by a teacher, and the very same teacher is the teacher that also follows her on Instagram. And also the very same teacher that accused the learner of the child of the anonymous here on the meeting. So what happened is...
Khomotso, I have to apologize, and I'm terribly sorry, but there are certain responsibilities that I have as a broadcaster, right? We chatted about you and the conversation, but I just want to be absolutely clear and for the comfort of everyone involved. So clarify one or two things for me, please, before you go ahead. How old are you?
I am 19 years old.
19, okay, that's fine. So I think that settles it. And you are comfortable having this conversation with us in this manner, with your face showing as well?
Yes, I am very much comfortable.
Okay, great. Please go ahead. I just needed to be absolutely sure to cover our bases. Please go ahead.
All right. So I got a message from the accused, and that's when I texted him back and just wanted to find out why is he texting me. All right. So he asked if I have feelings for him, and I obviously rejected that thing that he was saying because I did not have feelings for him, and I do not have feelings for him because he is older than me. So what happened was he said I was looking at him in an inappropriate manner while at school during an event. I was so very much confused because he was actually the one looking at us while I was with my friend at school. And then he said no, he was looking at my friend, not at me. So now I was confused because how is he even texting me and letting me know that he was looking at my friend? So I think a few hours passed by, and then I got a message again from him, and then he said that he actually has feelings for me. I immediately blocked him on Instagram, and then a day passed, and then he started calling me. I don't even know how he got my numbers, even my IG handle, because at the time my IG handle was Skinny Punk, so no one could easily just find it on Instagram. So I started receiving calls from him, and when I answered, when I just heard that it was him, I kept on blocking those numbers, but he kept on using different numbers just to get a hold of. So I think he called me like several times. I kept on blocking those numbers. And then a week passed by. I was in class. It was on a Friday, I think the 26th of April. And then, it was Friday. It was extra class. And then I think around 3 p.m., there was a learner sent in my class. It was a small boy. I think he was doing grade 8 or 9, saying that I should go to the accused office. When at that time, at the back of my mind, I'm like, maybe it's something it's regarding school things, not something that I'm thinking. But I was obviously not comfortable, and I was not sure if I should go, but then I went to his office. And then when I went to his office, he asked me to close the door, and then I refused. And then he told me that he doesn't want the deputy at that time to see us in the office. And then I asked him what's going to happen. And then he said, no, nothing is going to happen. I just want to tell you how I feel about you. And then when I was about to head out, he was standing, and then he immediately closed the door, and he was facing like the opposite direction of the door. And I was literally also at the door, but I couldn't open the door because he was blocking me from opening the door.
Wow.
Right. And then he said I should give him like 2 minutes just to explain his feelings about me. And then I was just there standing, just waiting to find an opportunity to head out.
Sure.
So he kept on saying that he loved me, and he has been interested in me since I was doing grade 8. And he wants to show me how much he loves me. And he even asked if I have a boyfriend. But I was just there standing. I didn't even answer him or reply back to whatever questions
right.
that he had for me. And then right as I was actually trying to reach out to the door, he pulled me, and he literally grabbed me and hugged me very tightly, and I was shaking. He was also even shaking to see that he's actually scared of whatever that he was doing to me. So he touched my bums, and he literally was squeezing me. And then while that incident happened, he out of the blue kissed me, and then it was really disgusting and traumatizing at that time. So I found an opportunity whereby I accidentally stepped on his toes, whereby I was trying to reach out to the door, and then I found an opportunity to open the door because he was literally looking at to see what was happening.
All right, Khomotso, let me ask you to pause there for a moment. I'll come back to you the same way just to find out what then happened with that particular case. Let me bring it back to studio and to you, Mr. Matakanye. Let me start with you, Dululu. Those stories are horrendous. No child should be describing what Khomotso is describing. No parent should be describing what the parent who's remaining anonymous should be describing in a school context. But how typical is this?
Good afternoon to Lasizwe, and good afternoon to all the listeners at home. I think we have a challenge in the country of abuse generally, not necessarily only sexual. And I am not going to come and sit here and defend that this is not happening. It is a matter that we as the community of South Africa are supposed to be working together to ensure that we make our children safe. Our children are not supposed to be worrying about perpetrators. I strongly feel that we need to deal much more stronger about perpetrators, because these are adults that are also obligated to really ensure there is safety in our communities and where our schools are based.
Yeah. Mr. Matakanye, just weigh in there. How typical of the patterns of abuse, taking advantage of vulnerability of children, as well as now from what Khomotso was describing, it strikes me that there's even elements that have to do with new forms of communication, your social media and the likes. Young people are present on social media, and perhaps unwittingly a door has opened there as well for predators.
Thank you very much, Sizwe, and my fellow listeners and everybody, and my children there. They are rife, Sizwe. I must just quickly answer that. They are rife, and we want to, with stronger stems, continue, because we are condemning these things, but they are rife. We continuously condemn this behavior of parents, because teachers are parents, but we know that there are good teachers out there. There are just those few who are not, and I think they are not teachers. These people, I believe, they must have gone through corruption to occupy those positions of being a teacher, those position of being a principal. And we call upon the Department of Education to do its work. They must monitor, they must evaluate, they must ensure that those teachers, those principals, those bad elements who are spoiling the profession, they must be taken out of and they must go to jail, because I don't think that those people have got profession. When you have profession, you know that now you are a parent. There's a principle that talks about local parenting. Therefore means you are a parent of this child, irrespective of whether you are the same age or you are above you or what. As long as you are a teacher, then you are a parent. So we want to, Sizwe, with strongest terms, condemn and call upon the school government board to work. Because I can see the placards that they say, school government board must go. It means that those school government bodies there do not represent people that elected them into those positions. They must go.
Dululu, back to you. What are the social contextual issues that are at play that we see? A school is a professional environment for the teacher, that's where you work, but it's also social in the sense that there's a lot of interaction with children, as well as other teachers as well. What are these elements that are at play? There's a certain relationship and rapport that you necessarily need to build with the children. How does that make for vulnerability of those children, that trust relationship?
Let me start by saying this, Tula, that remember, schools are within communities. And whatever goes on, whether good or bad within that community, it has a likelihood of affecting what is going to happen in a school. However, having said that, we that are responsible for children in the school, we have professional conduct that are guided by our professions. I am a social worker by profession, and therefore I am also guided by a particular professional conduct. But in case of in case of educators, they do have a conduct which they know, and SABC is assisting us in ensuring that.
The Council of Educators.
The Council of, yes, that is the Council of Educators, that really educators follow the conduct that they are expected to do. Ndate Matakani spoke about the local parentis issue, and that's the key, that all of our educators understand that whether they are of the same age with the learner or they are just 2 years younger or older than, the fact that they are educators, they then have the responsibility of a local parentis.
And how is it that, maybe let me ask this of you, Mr. Matakany, how is it that with all the guardrails that we have, the ability to refer to the National Sexual Offenders Registry and the SABC processes, how is it that we continue to have teachers who are predators in these environments?
You know, I'm happy that the department has a project. I think it's to start now, where they are going to count the heads into the school. Because they are claiming that now there are ghost teachers in schools. But they must not only look into the ghost post, they must also look into teachers who do not have qualifications into those schools, because these are people, and I think she indicate that SABC also must help us to say these people that are doing things, then trace them whether they have a certificate of SABC, because SABC gives them license to go and teach. You can't teach without a license. So it therefore means those teachers have got license. And how do they teach? And how do they sleep with the children when they are given license to teach? And at the same time, then they are belonging to a profession. That profession has code of conduct. It tells them exactly how do you relate with the child, how do you relate with the parent, how do you relate with the kid, the colleague in the school, how do you relate with this authority, and all those things. Now, it does not talk of teachers going and sleep with the children.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying those are not teachers. They must be removed quickly. Department must ensure that now they get a data in schools. Teachers, principal who got through corruption into the schools, they must be removed.
All right. Khomotso, just to double check something, this teacher, the accused in your case, is this the same individual that is being mentioned in the current context at that school in Bochabela? Is that the same individual?
Yes.
And what has since happened in terms of the case? If you can just quickly update us.
I opened the case. I think now the investigation is going on. Yes.
All right.
Did
Thank
you
you.
open the case at the police station?
And then the case is at the police station, yeah?
Yes, police station at Mangaung police station.
Yeah, and it's being investigated. And lastly, ma'am, who was joining us, the parent joining us anonymously, what can you tell us about an update in as far as the investigation of the case of your child is concerned?
Okay, departmentally, he was dismissed. Because this happened when my child was 15. Last year, she was 15. She's 16 now. And then on the 24th of September, it's his trial at the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. No, that's promising, at least the wheels of justice moving in that regard. All right. I've got to thank all of you for joining me this afternoon. It's a difficult conversation. It's quite unsettling. What a shame. The shame of our society. Vulnerable children. Children in schools. Therefore, an education not to be taken advantage of. But what do you know? Predators lurk in every corner. The systems have got to do better. The systems simply have to do better to protect our children.